Recording? Lol recording. Lol recording. I'm broken, help, lol recording.
So this is what we actually use these rooms for. First of all, there's a pair of tongs on that wall, which I did not see at all when I played this.
Scrub.
They're like the ones used by surgeons.
Scrubs, yeah. So I used a walkthrough for this final section of the game because the sequence of events that you have to go through to solve these puzzles does not make sense until you're actually at the very end of the game. And so yes, we are now transplanting Joey's circuit board into an android, which sounds like it could potentially be a very bad idea.
How do you feel, Joey? I'm not entirely sure, sir. I feel soft and curiously vulnerable.
Are you sure that his board hasn't been damaged?
You know,
insecurity is natural.
it might have actually,
Oh, yeah.
and that might account for the sudden personality change.
Take my advice. Don't wake
So
the
this
other
is
androids.
another bit of like retroactively ominous information.
They'll terminate you.
I did not actually try to put the circuit board in either of the other two androids, but I assume if you do, they just straight up kill you.
Mr. Foster.
That would be
So it's,
terrifying. I think like if you check those screens, it's like there's already been character implants, so you like not touch them.
Wonderful news,
Yeah,
sir.
maybe, but like it seems to be a complete like you have to be paying very close attention, or else you're not going to like catch the information that gives
It
you
will be my mission in
which
life
one you actually have to
to make
use.
the name Ken synonymous with dorks.
Oh, I know I can in real life.
How do you like your new body?
Now,
It's wonderful,
yeah,
sir.
I figured that they used Ken because of Ken dolls.
What's that? When will I be getting
But
the
then Rob's whole
I don't know what you
Ken
mean.
is a dork thing
Ears,
kind
hair,
of
those little
took it a step
decorative
further.
parts.
You're better off without them, believe me.
Yeah.
Thanks for saving me from the android. My actions
Bodily
were the only
processes.
logical course. What I cannot comprehend is how an android could behave in such an irrational manner. Why? It was almost as if he was human.
Satire?
What did he mean?
Family reunion.
Infinite satire.
Since you're
Yeah.
that leaves only
My
Now,
father.
So I kind of thought that there might have been a
That's
twist
because I can't remember.
in the game that was like, oh, Rob is an android too.
Somehow that's not it.
No, it's
Almost
not.
certainly, sir.
Like it would have made
I can
sense
sense its
to
presence.
me for that to have been
strange,
one of the twists,
mysterious
because like
way.
it would account for why he's
Like
so
the old man,
absurdly
The
healthy,
pictures in the
and
campfire.
why
I saw
like
it
all
too,
of these
the
other
evil
androids
beneath
kind of
the
make really
surface.
obscure
And
references
then he
to
died with the
like
rest of the
family
tribe.
and whatnot.
This isn't the
But
time
no,
for
that's
remorse,
not
sir.
the twist.
You must destroy
I'm sure
evil.
the surgeon would have noticed that he was not actually human.
Never mind.
I don't know. They did say that the androids are almost human. So now, yeah, this sequence of puzzles that you have to go through right here makes no sense until you get to the final, the final screen of the game.
Ha! The virus has caused the program to crash.
But we used the virus in Anita's card, and then the tissue that we had grabbed with the tongs disintegrated. So we're gonna have
The
to
tissue
grab
was
another one
disintegrated.
because we have to freeze it.
Before it disintegrates, obviously.
Yes, we have to freeze it so that we have it. Because
Are we gonna do something bad?
no, yes, maybe.
The tissue is
I wouldn't say
frozen now.
it's really good or bad. It's but it doesn't make like
Like we're not gonna like destroy the entire facility this way?
we don't like there aren't any explosions or anything. That's for sure.
Like I don't remember what the tissue's used for, so I'm just like
Yeah,
remember.
well, Okay, in fairness, it is obvious when we see it, but and you can go back from that screen to get the tissue, but it makes no sense until you actually see the final screen of the game.
Alright. Okay, so 2 handprints, 2 humans, presumably.
Yes, we have to get Joey to
With pleasure, sir.
hit the other hand sensor so we can open this door. And Joey gets stuck.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Ken, why? And you
With-
didn't even talk to him.
with a stretchy arm.
Like, I remember he was very, like, completely okay with being stuck. But...
Yeah, he says go on without me. So at this point, I was mildly confused because of the way that the walkthrough I was reading was phrased. It said you need to tie the cable to the pipe support. Of course, what I didn't bother to try to do until...
A couple minutes later is that you have to actually go to the next screen first.
Yeah, you have to go to the next screen. Like, I figured, oh, pipe support, that must be what you have to tie it to. But no, it's not, and there was a lot of wasted time trying to get to the pipe support when you can't. It's a complete, like, I don't know why that particular bit of the pipe support is interactable. That's what confused me.
Game patch. By the way, can I just say this background is, like, terrifying?
Oh yeah, and it's got the beating heart sound and everything. It's so that's the pipe support you have to tie the cable to. Again, that does not make sense until you get to the final section of the game. But there are a bunch of rungs on that pipe, which function as a
The knot's too tangled to
function
untie.
as a ladder, which
He
we're
was
going
never
to use.
Boy Scout, apparently.
They serve
Or
as a
maybe
ladder.
he just was such a good Boy Scout that he made an untieable knot. Yeah,
Oh, Lord.
this is horrifying.
It's supplying nourishment to that organism.
So this is what we use the tissue for.
It's sucking and stretching out.
And
the
if you
nourishment.
do not use Anita's virus on the terminal before you drop the tissue in, nothing happens.
Right. Uh-oh.
Yes, I've poisoned the sludge.
This is what happens for reasons
This could be the second most stupid thing I've ever done.
with
What
the
was the
same
stupidest again?
when he used the cable with the anchor to make the grappling hook.
That's just a dumb cable.
And yeah.
This is worrisome. All those dead people, why?
Father?
Yeah.
Oh, my son. Why did you come
We
here?
finally met Overman.
I thought you'd be glad to see me. I did everything I could to stop you. You're in terrible danger. Get away.
Now-
I'm taking you with me.
So
How do I disconnect
this
you
is
from
the
machine?
this is the end of the game.
Listen to me.
And
Needs a replacement for my
there's
brain.
actually still a way to get a game
The
over
best
from
choice
here.
was someone related by blood. It sent Reich
And what
courage to
confuses
bring
me about the
here.
game over is
Link
that
killed Reich when he threatened you. But if Link wanted me alive,
what happens
why did it
yeah,
wreck
what
the
happens is
helicopter?
that Link integrates
That was my
Robert
doing, Robert.
into its
I
system.
managed to wrest control from Link for a few seconds. Long enough to cause the crash.
And yeah, and like
I hope to spare you, my
Rob's
great
father says that he managed to get there's Ken
Ken,
again.
you're just
Ken
in
again.
time.
Oh gosh, he cut off his arm.
I thought you might need a hand,
Suddenly
sir.
Deus Ex. Yeah, you know, whatever.
I've got a bad feeling about this, sir.
But so Rob's father
What
says
happened,
that
father?
he managed to get
Link
control
has
from Link
rejected
for
me.
a short amount of time, just long enough to make it crash.
Yeah.
Die.
But like when we get here, Overman clearly has
Help
like
me, quickly.
an amount of
want me to
control
do,
over
sir?
himself. And
Yeah.
the weird thing,
I have no idea how the... Sit in the chair, dang it, sit in the chair.
yeah,
Sit
the
in
the
that
weird
chair.
thing is that like
Are
so
you going
what
to plug me
happens
into Link, sir?
when you lose
I hope
is
you
that
know what
Rob
you're
gets
doing.
plugged into Link.
Yeah.
But Rob, after he gets plugged into Link, Rob has no more control over himself anymore.
Something is
He turns
happening,
into Link.
I think.
I think it's because the old guy is so old that Link is like, I don't want you anymore, so it's letting
Destiny, Mr. Foster.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. It's just,
Anyways,
Can you ever forgive me?
Joey is now running the city.
Letting your
Yeah.
machine kill my
And
mother?
creepy final
Please,
like cutscene
Try
screen.
to understand.
With, of course, with the veins in the background.
This is the creepiest cutscene in the history of ever.
Yeah, and the, like, little blood dripping from one of the ports on his head.
You fused with this machine deliberately?
It was a well-considered plan, my boy.
Well considered.
Satire?
Nothing but megalomania.
Yeah. Oh,
Satire.
I had a dream.
The fusion process was an apparent success, but the computer shared access to my human failings. It learned of greed, of vanity. It reveled in the power it wielded. I was almost powerless in the hands of this monster.
Which is the monster, Father?
Oh.
The computer or you?
Rob asking the hard philosophical questions.
Oh, Robert, you were my only reason for wanting to live.
And then death.
Yeah, he just kind of keels over.
Too late. It's over now.
Rob seems to get over it pretty quickly, though.
To be fair, he just grilled his father for being an awful person.
And suddenly Hobbins.
About the vacancy in the sewage grading plant, Howard. Perhaps we should assign the position to Gilbert Lamb.
Oh, poor Lamb. Except not
Mr.
really.
Robbins.
So how did he undo all that tissue?
I don't know.
Come to say
It's
goodbye.
not explained.
You still
Presumably it
trying to
was
go
like
back to the gap?
just vacuumed up by
Yeah.
cleaning crews or something. I don't know.
City life.
Ew. Worst job ever.
Why don't you come too?
Uh,
Not enough to
I like how they put a chair in front of the door that he came in.
I
Yeah,
reckon you'll
yeah.
be a great team.
It's like, we don't want to go in there.
Will you come back and visit us, sir?
Let's just block that off for, you know. There's nothing back there.
But I'll be
It's okay.
thinking of you. Oh, by the way, Mr. Hobbins, here's your wrench.
And we finally give him back the wrench that we stole at the
Thanks,
beginning of the game.
I'll need that if Ken gives me any trouble. Goodbye.
Ha
Ken.
ha! Android abuse.
Worth it.
Funny every time.
Be vigilant.
And, yeah. That was Beneath the Steel Sky.
I remember liking the game. And
We get
I remember
the-
why now.
We get the CGI helicopter again. As Rob goes back to the Gap. And, a nice little music track for the credits.
Yeah, so what did you think of it? Because I remember liking this game.
Oh, man. There were so many... So, my biggest problem with the game was that it suffers from the same puzzle system that I generally have a problem with in adventure games, in that there are a lot of sequences the player has to go through that make no logical sense for the player character to do until after you use items in the way that they're supposed to be used. For instance, Mrs. Piermont's dog. There is literally no logical reason for the player to think that Rob would need to grab dog biscuits.
But they might have been delicious.
There's no reason for Rob to grab dog biscuits until after you know that you need to use dog biscuits on a plank to send the dog into a pool. Like, so my like working theory here is that Rob was just prescient and could see into the future and never let the player into that little bit of knowledge.
Or else he was an asshole who really didn't like dogs.
Even
and,
then,
and came up with the scheme first before us.
I don't think that explains the other events in which Rob does things that would not make sense until after he has done them.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of the puzzles are just retroactively puzzles.
But yeah, the thing is, the games are designed off the very correct basis that most players are total kleptomaniacs.
Yeah, still, it's. I mean, I enjoyed it. It was really fun. I liked the. You know, I very much enjoy the thematic setting of cyberpunk in general, and I thought that it had a pretty good city and everything, and nice. I do like the music. It was enjoyable as well. Thanks, Revolution.
It was a cool little game. And a cool
Yeah.
little credit sequence.
The credits cycle at that point.
So I take
Well,
it that you'll be ending the video
Thanks,
right
Dave
about
Cummins.
You'll be renting it now? Nailed it.